Good afternoon. I'm Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi. It's an honor to be here, and as I like to say, it's an honor to be any place they can pronounce my name correctly. So thank you. I want to try to observe those 3 rules of public speaking: be short, be sweet, and be gone. And so 3 points I want to make. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to CTIA and Ajit Pai and all of his staff for putting on this conference. Can you give them a big round of applause for what they've done? I think that for all of you to take precious time out of your busy schedules to come here is also a testament to you and your devotion to increasing your knowledge of the industry and developments and trying to work together to see how we can do better in the space of 5G. Look, in my role as the ranking member of the CCP committee, it has a very, very long name, almost as long as mine. So I feel very, very much at home there. I'm just going to call it the CCP committee. I can tell you this: 5G isn't just about faster downloads or streaming without buffering. It's about whether the United States or the CCP ends up setting the pace for generation of economic growth, global standards, and indeed the standards by which our national security is preserved. The stakes could not be higher. 5G networks now support over $1.5 trillion in economic output, supporting more than 4.5 million jobs across the United States. American companies spent more than $190 billion on just 5G infrastructure alone, and that's part of more than the $705 billion invested over the life of this industry. The results speak for themselves. Now 5G covers almost 330 million Americans, and wireless speeds are 117 times faster than they were just 15 years ago. So this is like something that is extremely important for our technology sector, but it's really now, because it's been mainstreamed, important for the entire country and commerce across all industries. But let's be clear, our leadership in this sector, American leadership, is under threat. The PRC is moving aggressively to dominate the wireless future. Today, 5G is integrated into 80 of the 97 major sectors of the Chinese economy. They've launched over 100,000 5G use cases with 45,000 virtual private networks deployed. In industrial 5G, the smart factories, logistics, and automation that power modern manufacturing, China is widely seen as the global leader. They now have 14 times more 5G-enabled factories than we do in the United States. It's no coincidence that Chinese manufacturing output is nearly double that of the United States. The CCP is now trying to export its dominance around the world through the digital Silk Road, using subsidized 5G systems to build influence and surveillance capacity across Latin America, Africa, and the Indo-Pacific. So that is the challenge that we have right now, which is, at one time we were the leaders in this space, but let's be honest, today that leadership is threatened, and the Chinese Communist Party, having made 5G a priority for its country to dominate in, is now at parity and pulling ahead. So I come to my third and final point, which is this: what do we do? What do we do? First of all, we need a strong pipeline of full power licensed mid-band spectrum. Or as a certain president might say, we need a big, beautiful auction of spectrum. Do you guys agree with me on that? A big, beautiful auction of spectrum could pay for a lot. And perhaps it might be used as a pay-for in a certain process that's about to unfold in Congress. Perhaps you've heard of that process. Second, we must deploy infrastructure faster. Right now, federal permitting delays get in the way of kind of a quick deployment of the 5G infrastructure that we currently have planned but have not actually put in the ground. Third, we must treat 5G security as an issue of national security at this point. All of you have heard of Huawei. Unfortunately, Huawei has become a national champion that the CCP prioritizes as part of its plans, as part of its technology plans. And through the BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, as well as the Digital Silk Road, they basically actively promote Huawei around the world. And of course, we all know that Huawei builds infrastructure that then has a back door that the CCP can exploit for surveillance and other purposes. It doesn't make any sense for other countries or for purchasers to buy 5G from Huawei, except they don't have too many choices. They don't have too many choices. You have Nokia and you have Ericsson. They're not even American companies, but they are trusted partners. But unfortunately, the CCP repeatedly tries to make sure that Huawei is a part of other countries' technology infrastructure, and we haven't really prioritized this and don't have a competing offering. Fourth, innovation must remain America's calling card, and to that end, I say, we talk about 5G, it's time to talk more and more and more about 6G, okay? 6G is going to be a sector where we see speeds that dwarf what we see in 5G, but we can't repeat the mistake that we had with 5G and 6G. We have to learn from what has occurred and make sure that we are at front of the pack on this particular technology. And that means working with our friends, partners, and allies. That means working with trusted partners around the world, but we have to set the standards there now. And I know that friends, partners, and allies have issues with us because of other beautiful things that are happening. But I hope that we can recognize that it's not a good idea to push them away when it comes to not only our national security, but our technology security, and 6G and 5G are bound up in those particular issues. So with that, I just want to say thank you for your attention. Thank you for your leadership and for caring enough about this to come today. And I hope that you have a wonderful conference and you talk more about how we can work together across the industry to propel America forward in the area of 5G and 6G to come. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you.